Right now, I'm on Castro Valley Boulevard, and we are having a cruise night. From motorcycles to trucks and to regular cars. And then we have all these people out here. Hold on a second. Check that out. So unfortunately today I want to talk about the eyesore behind us. Thanks to Craig Sotomayor, who is ruining Castro Valley's soul.
From the back.
This right here was put up for no good reason. Craig Sotomayor is suing the marketplace. Now, Slice House is coming in to Castro Valley. Tony Diamangi, who was my client back in the day in Castro Valley, is come back to Castro Valley. I got to tell you this story. I'm a small business owner, and I try to help small businesses, and it really hurts my soul when people like Craig Sotomayor and Ken Carboni undermine the system. Now, if you don't know Ken Carboni, he was on the MAC board, and he approved this building while he was trusted by Castro Valley to represent us. Behind the scenes, he tried to make it hard on Craig Sotomayor, which I believe did a really nice job on making the building. However, he went into business with them, so he is actually part owner of this, which is conflict of interest. Imagine you want to start a business and you're like the Slice House, and Craig Sotomayor says to you, oh, we have this amazing thing, we do all these great things, and we have this piazza where we're going to have music and all this kind of stuff, outdoor seating for eating. And then this happens. Now, this is an awesome representation of the kind of man he is. I literally have a lot of inside information, and it's so hard for me not to say anything because I try to keep Castro Valley vibe positive. So this is why I'm saying it, because we need to appeal to them that they can't do this. This piazza, they have another name for it, but all the businesses in here, except for a few, have failed, and the others are struggling because of the undermining of what's happening behind the scenes. I'm sick of being quiet about it, so I think Castro Valley needs to pull together and appeal to them and show them how important it is that we have a place that we can gather like it was built in the first place. How is it possible a guy manages this building and tells everybody what's going to happen, that you're going to have access to this, we're going to have music and all these things, even has his own bar here, and then when he works for this company, he shows how they can screw this company over. And now this sits empty. And not only that, but they bullied Wynn's Cafe out of that corner so that they can build this. Now, apparently they're going to have another restaurant and bar, but not before they bullied the ice creamery. So there it is, nice big space. Now Ken was on the board, and if she didn't get her sign made by Ken, who was on the MAC board, that it most likely wouldn't have been approved. So they appealed to the MAC board about how they need to do all this stuff. And so how do you feel about what's happening? I mean, look at that.
Horrified.
Were you here when there was music?
100%.
So you and I do not understand why.
No.
why all of a sudden they cannot.
Because he got booted.
Right.
He's unhappy and bitter and doesn't want Castro Valley to be an amazing place.
Right. So there you have it. It's not just me. I remember when I first met Craig, I'm thinking, oh, cool, we're going to have this cool marketplace. I'll be able to, I do menu boards and stuff like that. But then I was competing with Ken, who was part of the Mac board, who everybody wanted to have because they don't think they're going to get cooperation unless he approved it. At one point, I appealed to the Mac board and tried to explain that the model over there didn't work. It's hard enough to come up with your rent, but also want a percentage of the profits? That's crazy. So if none of this is true, I would love Ken Carboni and Craig Sudemeyer, who are partners. I'm not sure about this building, but I know for sure about the barbecue place. I actually had a business above Lucas Deli and got all this information about what we can't do for signs, but somehow Ken's barbecue place got approved. The sad part is how much hardship people have been under through COVID, where the government shut us down, and now you have this undermining group of people who have self-interest in these businesses in Castro Valley. This right here is a corporation. It's a white label, which is fine. That's fine. But the marketplace should look like this with all these people, but they're not. Hey, I know you. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. So all these people are pushed aside. So I have a TV inside the ice creamery. When I first met Craig, he joked about how Ken Carboni gave him a hard time. And he said that Ken Carboni said that I have to give you a hard time or it'll look like I'm being favoritive to you. In the meantime, they became business partners in the same place Ken Carboni was approving, which is conflict of interest. I think Ken and Craig should thrive, but not at the expense of hurting everybody else. This piazza area, they call it something else, I forget what it's called, should be thriving right now on the most thriving night of Castro Valley. It's called Save Your Paseo, and it's Castro Valley Marketplace, Paseo/Paseo. They squeezed out the cannery, who had awesome food, who I'd love to go to, and it's so sad. They don't understand what it's like to have a small business and be lucky to make it on top of undermining every step you make. I have been quiet about this for way too long because I try to keep Castro Valley vibe positive. So I'm trying to be positive and tell you and whoever you are that this has to change. They're going down the boulevard. They were, from what I understand, going to kick out the donut people, and they said, oh, they want to retire, but apparently they don't want to retire. That's hearsay, so I'm only going to go with that. I literally have drone footage of this place in the very beginning, and I just can't even believe what has happened. There was a bench made with Shay's grandpa's name. He's probably rolling around in his grave for what's happening right now. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Find out what's really happening and support this right here. I'm Stacy Poulos, Castro Valley Vibe. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And if any of them want to get on camera and tell me the truth of what's really going on, I'm happy to listen on camera. Peace out.